we want to make sure that they're prepared, again, mentally and physically. From, it's hard to hear in here. It's just the acoustics of the room. So emphasizing the little things like their voice in communication, not just the quarterbacks, but all the positions, and making sure that we create as much of an adverse environment as possible.
Coach, yesterday you got to speak with some VFL guys, ate lunch with McAllen. Let's talk about that, why those things are important.
It's critical. It's critical for me on a personal level because I understand the tradition that exists here. But to see it and have it tangible, sitting in front of me, that helps me understand it that much better. To hear the stories that those guys tell about their playing days and where they were in the dormitories and where they ate their training table. And then for our players to see that and hear that like they did on Saturday with all the VFL guys coming back and the former greats, to understand that when they throw on the shoulder pads and the helmet, that they're not just representing the name on the front of their jersey and the back of their jersey, they're representing all those great players that played before. That's important for our guys to understand that.
Mike, Coach Z, he's got a lot of young guys, a lot of some younger players at the receiver position. What have you seen kind of his coaching style the last couple of days? It seems like he's pretty intense and pretty energetic. And is that maybe how you have to be with a group of young guys like that?
I think it's what you have to be in this offense, okay? And I think it helps. We need those guys to grow quickly. That's the reality of it. And so there needs to be a sense of urgency, and there is. And you can tell by his coaching style. He does a great job of developing young receivers. And he's bringing those guys along at the pace that they need to be brought along at.
Coach, I think everybody I've talked to, one of the first things they've said about you, other coaches on staff or wherever, is your attention to detail. I mean, are you that detail-oriented in every aspect of your life? I mean, Coach Jones said you scored the best on identifying the players without their names being listed or whatever.
Sure, it's I don't know. Ask my wife; she might be able to tell you a little better than I could. That's an important part of what we do. The details. Coach Jones. It starts with Coach Jones. He's the one that stresses that. And in terms of name recognition, I work hard at that. Why? We preach a family environment, and if you don't know your players' names, well, that's a good indication that you don't have that environment. And frankly, to be honest, I'm not very good at it. So I keep asking them and asking them and asking them, and I find that the result is they don't get insulted. They appreciate the fact that you make the extra effort to learn their names. But getting to know your teammates, getting to know everybody involved in the program, that's an important part of what we do. And for sure, I'm going to pay attention to those details because, like I said, the X's and O's are secondary. It comes down to playing with great effort and playing for one another. And when you create an environment, a family environment, it encourages an atmosphere where guys are going to play for one another.
And Coach Jansen said that your attention to detail makes the defensive coaches better. I mean, have you had other defensive coaches you've worked with say that in the past? I mean, is that just the way you see the game, you think?
I think so. It's always about the details. You referred to Coach Z earlier and the pace at which he coaches and the detail with which he coaches. That's what we're looking for. This is a great staff. I love working with these guys. From a personality standpoint, from an attention to detail standpoint, we're very much on the same page. So when you have that familiarity with guys, you can be that much more detailed. If we were coming together for the first time, you put the nuts and bolts in, and over time, you start to coach the details. And when you've been together as long as we have, you're able to pay attention to details a little bit more.